historically, guys never have felt accepted by their doctors. They don't really think that doctors will understand that there's a use that crystal meth or other substances have in their life, and that they're unsure that doctors won't judge them. And using language that obviously reflects and mirrors what guys are actually talking about in community. So, I mean, if you have an idea or concept that maybe this person is experiencing challenges with a specific substance, then maybe using language that queer guys use, such as Tina or G. Now, if they have disclosed to you that they are using crystal meth or Tina or other drugs, then I think it's really important to ensure that you're not giving them a prescription on what they need to do to make their life better.
I would tell a new GP or a GP about to ask these sorts of questions about substance use to, when they ask the questions, put the pen down and sort of like really make eye contact. Like, I'm gonna ask you some questions, they're really private. And if you need me not to record the answers, I'll not record the answers. But I just want you to feel like you can be totally honest. It'll help me to understand. Have you ever used drugs when you're having sex? Is that something we should talk about? You'd like to know some more information about. I think that is a very soft entry. The putting the pen down is kind of like marking that this is completely different. I learned this from my own doctor. That's how he treated it. And I thought it was one of the most respectful ways to say, this is a really key conversation we need to have. And I want it to be open, honest, and non-judgmental, and I want you to feel safe. If someone's already using, you don't want them to feel like you're judging them for the use, or that you're telling them they've made a bad decision, a sinful decision, an unhealthy decision. Any of those things is gonna make someone leave. They're not gonna listen to your message. So you have to be very careful. On the other hand, for prevention, you often want to be very honest about what the possible risks are, which might come across as judgmental at times. So you're in a real quandary, which makes me think, if you're doing it face-to-face to someone, you need to understand that person, and you have to hope that they feel comfortable enough, they'll be honest with you about whether they actually have ever used before. If you guess that wrong and then use an attitude that doesn't work, the person's not gonna listen to the rest of your message.
And so to have a conversation with that person to understand where the crystal meth is functional in their life, what's good and bad about it, and certainly those multiple things on both sides will come out in that nuanced conversation. And that way you can isolate and figure out what really is the way that you can support their health in that situation. Another thing that doctors can do is really taking in a harm reduction lens, but thinking about how they can do little things to improve their use experience. For example, a lot of guys use crystal meth and don't know that they need to drink water, or that they don't know they need to have sleep. Otherwise, they may experience symptoms of psychosis. And so highlighting that as a strategy for folk, because you have the expertise around health and the ways that drugs impact health, can really be more beneficial than stating that they need to stop. Because if you're in that realm of dictating what they can and can't do, then you're making it an unsafe space for them to even disclose or continue disclosing that they use. They might end up lying to you and saying that they don't use when in fact they do, because they anticipate your reaction to it.